Hello and welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Today we'll be talking about Time to Morp. Time to Morp is a cozy colony management and simulator game where you play as an intern, part of a crew that was sent out to go investigate a bizarre radio frequency that your people had received from this planet that, when initially scanned, had no signs of life. When you arrive on the planet, there is life. There are these little creatures called Morps. You then have to take care of the Morps. Feeding them different foods will cause them to morph into other into other versions of themselves. Hence why they're called Morps, because it's a shortening of morph. And basically, each Morp serves different functionality, gathers different materials, does different things with different materials, and basically you can use them to automate different processes. There's production items that you can craft to, like, say, turn proton rocks into pebbles, like different things like that. There's cooking, there's fishing. You have to build a whole little village in order to unlock some of the later on crafting recipes. The game is just a lot of fun. In terms of accessibility, however, Time to Morp is fairly limited. The main one that I would consider a big accessibility feature is a lot of the UI text in the game, and even like a lot of the text, but not like some of the menu text, but just a lot of the text in the game is really small. But they do offer a setting in the UI labeled small text scale. You can bump this up to 4 times its original scale, and that, at least for me, that's fairly readable. The normal default is too small. But beyond that, like, you can adjust like camera sensitivity, you can adjust cursor sensitivity on controller, you can adjust, like, I think that's basically about it. I mean, the other things that they offer in similar veins aren't necessarily a big accessibility thing in my mind, but at the same time, that isn't too bad of an issue. Although Time to Morp does keep track of how many days your save file has been going for, there is no punishment for, like, taking several days to complete a quest, taking several days to farm a wheat or whatever. There doesn't seem to be any punishment for taking too long for anything, really. So you can just kind of chill out, vibe out with your Morps, go fishing, slowly grow some wheat, you can decorate the village and things like that. The game is just a lot of fun. And that's honestly all I've got to say about Time to Morp. Game is a lot of fun, is very cute, and I enjoy it a whole lot. Well, that's all I've got to say about Time to Morp. Next week we're going to be talking about a very, very good game. A game called Wander Stop. Wander Stop is a game all about running a tea shop, but it's also a game about self-reflection, giving yourself the space and time you need to get comfortable and to understand what's going on. The story has some very heavy moments, some very hard-hitting moments. I will try my best not to spoil the game, because genuinely, it is a game that even if you are not a gamer, I think you should try out at some point. But it's kind of hard not to express why this game is so good without getting into those weeds a little bit. And so yeah, see you guys then when we talk about Wander Stop next week. Bye!